everybody. Thank you for joining us once again on the Firehouse Chronicles, where we document history. I'm Joyce Costigan, and with me always is Willie Costigan, and today's special guest is Steve Friedman, a longtime member of a rescue company, I would say during the 70s.
Correct.
Okay, and one of the most senior members that we have that are still around.
Still
able to talk
alive.
to us.
Okay.
So a warm welcome to you, Steve. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for joining us.
Steve, thanks a lot for coming. I know you don't live in Oceanside anymore. So let me start by saying, were you born in Oceanside?
No, Bronx.
In the Bronx? And when did you come to Oceanside?
When I was a little tot, approximately maybe 6 years old.
6 years old. Okay. And what was your interest in the fire department?
Well, my friends joined.
Okay. What year did you graduate high school?
72.
Class of 72, Oceanside High School.
Correct.
So who was your friends that joined?
Al Lurie, Sal Junta, Al Gangler, and a bunch more that I can't remember the names. Mitch Seidman.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
all join together?
No, they were a year older. Al and Sal were a year older, so they were in a year. And Al Gangler and I were approximately the same age. So we joined approximately in 72.
Why rescue?
Good question. I guess you have a lot of good questions.
Were they in rescue?
Yes,
No.
yes, we were all in we all went to rescue.
Oh, so one led to the other.
yeah.
To the other.
Yeah, it seemed like,
was-
because I was talking to, we had Freddie Robinson here and Tommy Pellegrino, and we was talking to them, what made you join the fire? Both of them go, we wanted to join rescue. And they never did. It came up with somebody Freddie didn't like, was breaking his chops, and he goes, I left and went to Columbia instead. So what about Warren Eckstein?
Warren Eckstein, I worked with him a while, worked for him a while with the dog training and stuff.
Yeah, was he in before you?
Oh, yes, he was gone before me, too.
Oh, no
yeah,
kidding.
Yeah.
All right. And Bruce DeBorn?
Bruce was with me.
Okay.
Another old name was Kenny Link.
Okay.
Link Deli. So I knew all those old fellows, but
Okay.
some of
And
them were out already.
You got in right after the Vietnam, or actually, it was during Vietnam.
Just
You
when
still
it was
got-
ending, yes, yes.
Yeah, so did you see a lot of guys Bruce, I guess, was Vietnam vet?
Yes, and Warren.
Warren.
That's where he learned to do his dog training
Okay.
there, sniffing out the bombs and things like that.
Skulski?
Skulski, yeah. A name from the past.
Yeah. You were in with him?
I was in with him, unfortunately. No. No, he was a good guy at times, but so was I.
Okay, and how did you grow up? You the only child? Or?
No, brother and sister.
And
Sister still in the same house.
okay, good. And I know your father ran the store on Long Beach Road.
Correct. Fun at home.
Okay, how long did you do that for?
I want to say about 7-8 years.
Okay,
We had
I
that.
remember. I
Right,
remember
right.
going in there.
That was the late 60s into the 70s. That was a great time in Oceanside. The old Nathans. I worked at Al, Sal, Al Gang. We all worked at Kittyland next to Nathans,
No
the rides
kidding.
and everything.
Wow, that's a blast
So
from the
the
past.
game room in Nathans.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Tuesday nights
So,
at Nathan's.
That's how, before Monday Night Football, they would bring, the New York Giants would bring their films.
I remember.
And that's how I became a New York Giant fan. Homer Jones, Tucker Fredrickson, and
They would sit doing autographs and
autographs showing the films for the
Yeah.
weekend. And
Yeah,
it was a great time to grow up. I feel sorry for the kids today, but
Yeah.
it was a great time growing up.
I remember it. Okay, so you join. You go down to rescue. What do you remember the first time you went down there?
I don't remember a thing the first time. I knew two guys in it, and everybody was really nice. A bunch of jokers.
And this was Rescue on Tilrose.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. That's the only rescue I know. I'd still like to know the damn story. What went on after I left?
Yeah, right. Well, I mean,
It's a sad story.
Yeah, it was good in the 80s. I left in 92, and it started to come apart then. It was, I'll talk to you.
I see what it is now, and now it's like you gotta be a doctor. What these guys do.
Yeah.
The old days was just
Were you an EMT? Did they have that program?
yes, we did. We
Yeah.
were in EMT, not an AMT. I
Right.
was an EMT.
They don't even have AMTs. It's gone now. It's paramedic. You have to
Paramedic,
go the whole,
yeah.
a year's worth of school.
Personally, I think it's gone too far. But
Yeah.
I mean, our job was just to wrap them up and bring them to the hospital and let the real doctor's work on them and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Even
Exactly.
on the fire side, the firefighting training is very extensive now than what it was. It's not just essentials. It's more than that.
I mean, we did what we had to. We stopped the bleeding. We got the heart going again and CPR. And you guys, the firemen, put out the fires
Right,
and
right.
rescued the people in the building. And
How? What was the ambulance? Was it an old?
I started, it was just an old, like a hearse.
Yeah.
It was the
like
Cadillac,
a hearse,
right?
the Cadillac,
Yeah.
yeah.
Were you able
242.
to go in with the patient? Were you like to sit up with?
Oh,
the
yeah,
patient?
yeah.
Oh,
There was like, you could fit 2 or 3 people in the back along with the patient. Mm-hmm. It was tight, but
But you did it.
we did it. That was good. Seeing the trucks that we had. We had the old Mo 245. That was a monster of a truck, and it only had an 8-cylinder engine in it. I could do a half hour just telling stories what happened with that truck.
I'll tell you a couple other names. Bert Blatt.
He was a character. He was he controlled that money. I don't know what money we had, but
I actually have a funny story about that when he passed away. But and then there was Roger Greenman.
Roger. His heart was there. He was a kind guy, and he was a simpleton.
Right, right.
And he knew his stuff, but everybody busted because he was easy to make fun of.
Yeah,
And
he was an easy target.
so,
So I'll tell you a quick story about when Bert passed away. So I think I was a lieutenant in the company at the time, and so I'm going to say it's 1988 around there, and we're looking for the money. With all the money that Bert, used to, he wouldn't tell you. So you're like, where is this money? So it was me, Adam Potter, Eddie Wyant, and we go. There's a safe deposit box that we didn't know about in the bank in Oceanside. So we go, oh my God, this is where the money is. So we go over there, and we go to the bank. Which the treasurer passed away, so they're like, oh, we have to get okay from Chicago to the main office to let you go into that safe deposit box. Well, we're a volunteer fire department, and they go like, we'll take care of it. So they call us up. They go, all right, you got to have 3 members who are company officers here to do it. So we go, yeah, no, we're on our way. So it's like 5 of us go down there. We're sitting.
you're all ready to.
This is it. This is it. So they put the box in front of us on this big table. And we're like, oh, my God, this is the money. So we open it up, and there's an envelope in there. And the envelope says, only to be opened in the presence of 2 company officers. Okay. This is the map. It's going to tell us where it's buried. We open it up, and it's the keys to the Coca-Cola machine. We're like, he got us again. Well, it's like, no, it can't be.
Back in the day, that machine made a lot of money with the Pabst Blue Ribbon and Shaver cans in it.
Yeah. So, okay, so you joined Rescue, and I guess you remember the Harry Madison stories, the Ghost of Rescue.
Oh, the ghosts, yes.
Harry Madison.
But I remember for the getting sworn in and everything, my beard was red and brown back then. Now it's all white and gray. I'm an older guy, so they made me put on a Scott mask during the meeting to see if it would seal.
Okay.
Did it?
It did.
Oh, okay.
It
So,
did.
so you had a beard the whole time.
Not the whole time, but when I joined, I did. They wanted me to cut it. The captain of rescue was Bob Vogel then. The old timer. So Steve, you got to cut it. I go, I could get a seal. And sure enough, he must have knew that they were going to do it.
Yeah.
And I got a seal. So they go, okay, he's
Yeah,
good. He
I guess
passes.
that's probably pre-OSHA, right? You didn't hear OSHA back then. did
No,
you?
that
Yeah.
word didn't exist back then.
Okay. And then Ronnie Diedoff, was he an officer? Who was the officers when you joined?
Whoever was, I know it was Bob Vogel.
Okay.
I don't know who else was with him. Can't remember.
Yeah.
Ernie Newton. No, that was past.
Yeah, Ernie was chief around with Chief Furman.
Right. So that would be. I think he was before Chief Furman.
Yeah.
I really don't remember who was.
Okay. You remember who the chief of the fire department was when you joined?
Yeah, that was Ned Carter.
Oh, Ned was in. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like Ned.
I looked that up. I can't lie. I had to look that up before I came here.
Okay. Bert Blatt, who's the oldest guy you remember meeting in the fire department?
In rescue or the fire department?
The whole fire department.
All the names are shooting by me right now in my mind. I can't think of one of them, but they were old ones.
Dick Bauman was.
I was going to say Bauman. I didn't know I forgot his first name.
Yeah.
That name got me into a lot of trouble when he was running for commissioner, and I backed another company's guy running for commissioner because I thought we should get rid of the old guys and let a new guy try to do it,
Oh,
Yeah,
the betrayal.
And he lost?
Oh,
Did he lose?
I believe he. You know what? I don't even remember that. I believe he did lose, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I took a lot of jabs for that one.
All right, and then you got a big thing was, and I don't have to tell you, the social end of the fire department, right? With the parties and hanging out.
You know what? We had plenty of parties, and we did a lot of great things. But once that bell went off, it's amazing how everybody straightened out, and we could become, firemen, rescue men, and just get right to the scene and do what we have to do.
Yeah. Did you have the floodlight truck when you were in? Was there a floodlight truck there?
It was later on toward my later years. Yeah.
What year did you leave?
Probably I slowed down big time, like in 81, 82. I was still going.
Yeah, that's
But
about
I
when I got
definitely
in.
moved out in 83 to Center Reach.
Okay. And just for the record, what did you do for a living?
Postal.
You worked at the post office.
I had to retire because I was about to go postal. So
All right. So some other guys, Adam Potter. I know
Potter,
you were
yeah,
good
we
friends with him.
still talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
this
You know,
day.
Adam would have been good to get on a call in with this, because
Yeah, he's retired now. We
Yeah.
could have got him. Hey, Adam,
Yeah.
give him a call now.
Adam would fly up. Okay, I got to be up in New York for this,
Right,
this
right.
interview. All right, and you started talking about the Cadillac ambulance and the Big Mo. Do you remember what year that was?
What year the truck was?
Yeah.
That was even earlier, but that thing was made of steel iron. I remember going to a mutual aid in Freeport, and they really needed the truck because it had its own compressor on it to fill the Scott bottles.
Yeah, Cascade system, right?
So we had the bin door open, and somebody started moving the truck when the bin door was open, and it tore a Freeport truck in half. The door didn't have a scratch in it. The door just tore. That was one of the funnier things.
Sliced it, right?
It was unbelievable. That truck was so strong. Another time was we were coming back from the scene of a fire, and we're going down, I want to say it was Brower Avenue, and Al Gangle was driving. All of a sudden, he's screaming. Now, the truck was a big truck. He got a lot of guys in it. He's screaming. I go, what's the matter? And he goes, watch. And the steering wheel just kept going around. The steering system broke. And we go into he couldn't stop. We could stop, but we couldn't. There's no steering.
Oh, boy.
So we hit the sidewalk, went through a front of the old dairy barn.
Yeah.
Not Dairy Barn, Dairy Queen that used to be by...
Farmer Joel's over there.
Yes, Farmer Joel's. We just stopped right before the building. We were never... That truck has a lot of good stories.
Yeah. What fires you must any big fires in Oceanside? Do you remember?
I think one of the first ones, it was a nursing home in the Atlantic Avenue area. It was an old nursing home. I remember going in that building with Bob Vogel.
Okay.
We had no right going in. And I remember going in, and we went in with a hose line. I don't know why we were on a hose.
Yeah.
I never did that, really. And then we're in 25, 30 feet, and Bob goes, I think we should leave the building. I was scared that there was fire below us, above us. Like, he goes, let's get out of here.
But it's funny because I remember the old Venice in Baldwin being on fire, and Al Reese was there, and we were doing lights and everything. And in the bar, the water was coming down. Was Bob Vogel with his wife sitting at the bar drinking beers while the fire building was on fire. His wife was Elsie.
Right.
Elsie, and they had a beer while the water was dripping down on them.
There was a lot of,
You must have came down to Long Beach a lot.
couple times.
Yeah, that
I
was
missed
usually-
the big one, and we were trying to figure out. It was just in the anniversary or something about that fire down on Long Beach, and I must have been away at that point because I know I didn't go down there
Okay.
to see that one. There was a lot of unfortunate house fires. But
Yeah, yeah.
that I remembered was the one with Bob, and then a rescue call that I remembered. One of the first one is when they say a long intestine is 20 feet long.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is it was horrible.
What was that?
A train boy got run over by a train in Oceanside.
Okay.
I even remember the priest underneath the train, and he must have slipped out and said, "Oh my God, it was that bad." But then we all went back to the firehouse and ate our meatball heroes.
Hey, it's a to protect yourself. You gotta have
right.
like jokes, and I did it for many years. And you go on these calls, and there's always something like you can't concentrate on that, otherwise you go crazy. So
The amount of the times we used the hearse to pop open. What do you call that machine?
The hearse tool?
The hearse
Hearst
tool.
tool, yeah. The Hearst
Pop
tool.
open the cars to get the people out.
Yeah.
That was always amazing.
Yeah, now Salamander does it, and Terrace has one. So
Right.
yeah.
Always amazing. We were the first ones in. That was our job to do, is pop that open and stuff, get the person out of the cars.
That was really, I think, that was right at the beginning of the Hearst tool era. Was when you were in, when you
Right.
got in. 72 was the beginning of that. So
It was a great tool. It really
Yeah.
was amazing what it could pop open. A couple times you see people's eyeballs. That was one that got me. It was an eyeball popping out of the socket. That was pretty. I think that was Foxhurst and Oceanside Road. There was a car accident.
okay.
Now that one, I can't remember my kid's name, but I remember where that accident was. Foxhurst and Oceanside Road.
But it's funny because I was at the firehouse and I walked outside to the parking lot. I was up there by myself. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. I walked out to the parking lot and I turned around and the lights were on inside. I said, I thought I shut them off. So I went back in and there was an auto accident coming in at Oceanside and Foxhurst. And it turned out to be Tommy Bettis from Terrace had wrapped around the pole right there on the corner.
Oh.
And I was like, what's the odds? Like, I happened to see the lights. I turned around, went back in. I hear the call coming out. Oh, here comes an auto accident. And we get there, and it's Tommy Bettis in the accident.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like, it's one of those Harry Madison moments. So, I was sitting there one time with Mike Cricchio. Right? And the TV was in the corner. And we're both watching TV, and the two doors under the TV stand just opened wide. And Mike Cricchio jumped up and goes, "Harry Madison, get out!" We both ran out of the firehouse.
You had said earlier you must have went through a lot of fun in there. I mean, we had fun, but some guys, I can't say they took it too far. It was all fun, but Al Ganglin knew how to do electronics, and he would wire things up in the attic, and during meetings he'd have a little button in his hands, and people would start laughing, or ooh, you hear the ghost coming out. And
Do you know the story with Gangler when he took Mitch Seidman to?
I was there.
Oh, go ahead, tell that story.
That was one of the best things. Well, a couple of the guys were dispatchers at that point for calls, so we had them tape a call saying that there was a Signal 10 fire, and they used Mitch Seidman's address. It sounded so good. So what happened is we went to, okay, I'm aging myself. Jack in the Box in Long Beach. I think it was me, Al, bothAls, and Mitch in the car. And we have the the radio in there, and all of a sudden Al pressed the button, and the recording of and it sounded so real. Signal 10, and Mitch is sitting there, and he's looking around. He goes, "That's my house." He starts screaming. And we go, "How we can't?" There's 10 cars in front of us. There's 10 cars behind us. He jumps out of the car. He's trying to move all the cars and everything. And the three of us we were in tears. And then when he was going to kill us. He was
That's good.
harmless prank.
Yeah, yeah.
One time they came to my house and got me with a bag of flour all over. And, everybody got hit with a gag.
Yeah,
and
you know,
stuff,
it was Al Gangler came down to truck duty. I think Pruden was the captain, and he was breaking everybody's chops. You got to be for Memorial Day. We got to do the trucks. So Al Gangler came down and goes, he was old timer at the point, and he says, "Hey, I'll come at night, on my own time, but I'll take care of all the wheels on the trucks, clean them, leather them, everything." So, okay, Al's gonna do that. So. Al's there every night working on the trucks by himself, doing his own thing. And then the trucks go up for the inspection on Memorial Day. They're going to get inspected by the commissioners. And the commissioners walk around the trucks and, they look great, guys. Good job. The trucks look beautiful. And they walk away. And Al goes, "Look at the wheels." And he wrote, instead of like Michelin, it said, "Eat me."
Never heard that one.
Yeah. It's like only Al could come up with that.
Right. He had a devious mind, that thing.
Oh, and he spent time doing it.
Right,
He put plenty of time into it. And okay, and then when did you leave the fire department?
Early 80s, I'd say. Early 80s.
So you had a solid about 10 years in
Solid
your time?
8 and a 10-year span.
Hey, they say in rescue the nationally it's 7 year. It's a 7-year life in doing rescue work. So that's where you were.
I mean, we had night calls and everything.
Yeah.
Pranks being thrown. We knew who was going to be the first one at the firehouse for any call, which would be Roger.
Right.
So the side door, he'd be the first one to open it and go in. So right away, we put a bucket up, and we arrive in the we made sure he got there first. And then when we arrived to the firehouse, he's soaking wet, screaming, "Get in, we got to go."
Roger. Gosh.
All right, who else do you remember from that time? Any school ski stories? Or?
School ski. There's one school ski story I regret. Something, I don't even know what was happening. Chief Red was
Robinson.
the chief. And to this day, I totally forgot what it was, but Skulski and I went off. Together, we agreed on something, but the way we handled it, I handled it, was totally not appropriate. It shouldn't have happened. I'll admit it totally. Is that we both said we quit. I was first lieutenant, he was second lieutenant.
Because of the issue that
Because
had
of what happened.
Okay.
And if you're in charge of guys, you're not supposed to quit.
Yeah, right.
And I totally regret that. That was one of my big regrets.
And you never went back.
As an officer,
As an
I
officer.
was in the company,
Right.
but,
You stepped down from the office and you never went back.
No.
Yeah.
I don't, I think I tried to, and Red goes, no. You can't do that.
And who do you remember who the captain was?
It could have been Reed or Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, Reed Mintz. Yeah, he's
Reed
still
or
around.
Jimmy, yeah. It could have been one or the other, but
Okay.
I don't remember. We left the company in a mess for like 2 or 3 weeks. It wasn't fair.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, the funny not that it's funny, but it just happened again with the EMS squad. They all quit and they left like in a huff, and it's like it's a rescue thing though. It's when you work that much, and you do that many calls. There was a big thing. Like I don't think the fire department understood when you go on a rescue call, you're there for an hour. Every rescue call takes you an hour, right, to get back. If it's not a fire, you're home in 15 minutes. You're back in bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, And it was never like that with rescue. It was really dedicated time, and
It was definitely over a call and how we did something, or that that, but I can't remember the specifics of what actually happened.
So
That caused that.
you and the other guy quit at a protest?
Yeah. Stupid.
that
I
was
look
that.
back. Yeah, yeah. And he kept taking, I remember, I don't know if I would have done it on my own, but Gary was, he was just a pusher.
Yeah.
And egg you on and egg you on but I listened. So
Right.
And what happened to Gary? Did he come back or?
he stayed in the fire department, but none of us were officers again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't even try.
Okay. And then you had Mike Cricchio, Ed Cricchio.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
your time. Frank Piano.
The name sounds familiar. I can't
Okay.
picture him.
Jimmy Hamill. Remember him? The old guy?
Oh yeah, yeah. Randy Levine.
No, Randy Levin.
Levin. Okay, I said it again. The magician.
Yeah, it's funny because they called Randy. There's a history of the Oceanside Fire Department book, and they called Randy. It's $65 if you're not a member. And they said, Randy, your name is in it. And then Randy goes, oh yeah, I'll come and pick it up. And he came and picked it up, and they put Randy Levine. I go, what? He goes, I threw it in the garbage. He goes, didn't even have my name right.
I remember him performing at a talent show. The fire department ran a talent show.
I remember.
And he did this act. He was good.
Yeah.
He was good. Funny.
I still talk to Randy. I talked to him yesterday, as a matter of fact. And I was like, should I get him to come here with you? But everything to him is a joke. Like, he's constantly, so, like, eh.
That used to be me.
All right, so biggest call that you remember? What, anything stick out in your mind?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, what I'm sticking out of my mind is the friendships that we made, the parties that we had. I used to run the snowball parties.
Right. Yeah, right.
Wait, what was the snowball party?
Oh, that's I forgot about that until just now. The snowball parties, we were just raising money for rescue, and it was always done in January, the end of January, and it was like a Las Vegas night. Back then, you could, we had, crap tables and blackjack tables, but I remember Lenny and Kenny,
Oh, the Gibfried.
the Gibfrieds. I wanted to have real slot machines, and they took me in to Brooklyn, I believe, to get slot machines. It was seedy.
Oh, really?
It was scary seedy. But, the guy...
To rent them for the event?
Yeah. And then the guys working there that worked for the slot machines, I guess they were mafia. I don't know what they were. I don't know what they were. But they opened up the back and they said, count what it is. He goes, we get that back, and then anything in there afterwards, we split 50-50. Okay, and machine filled up, so we were making money off that when I returned it, but that was kind of scary. And then we had the bar, and then I used to, we had raffles with that, so you'd win a wheelbarrow of booze, a couple cases of beer, sodas, all the snacks. I mean, it was worth about, back then, $500-$600, which was a lot back then, in the 70s. And we'd go to all the firehouses in the area to sell the lottery tickets. So one time we made the mistake of going out of district with one of the trucks. Am I allowed to say this? Too late. Done years ago. And we knew we were drinking, so we go, you know what? We better send the truck back. But the chief, it was in Lynbrook, the chief goes, if you can outdrink us, we'll buy every one of the tickets. We had about $700 worth of tickets on us. You know who was with me in the drinking competition?
Who?
Good.
Kevin.
Kevin, yeah. Yeah.
Kevin. We stayed there for over 5 hours, and we were playing the game Pass Out against the Chiefs. We won. And a couple of the cards, I go, you got to kiss each other. And I'm looking at, we're not losing now, Kevin. We're almost there. So we had
So you sold all your tickets?
they came through. They bought them.
Wow.
they actually drove us home afterwards, the sober guys. So it was, I mean, we had
Mission
a lot of,
accomplished.
yes.
That's fun.
That was your single days? You were single back then?
Yes, because one time I remember selling the tickets and they drove me to my future wife's house, and my in-laws were not happy with me because I just went right in their living room and passed out on their living room couch.
I know that feeling. Okay, so that's good. That's your memories of the OFD and
I mean, I just don't remember the calls. I mean,
Yeah,
there were
right.
calls all the time, you know, the heart attacks and
But you're right. It's about the guys that you were with, and the
the
stories, that came.
friendships, the
When the calls did come in, were you eager to go no matter what time? Like 3 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning?
yeah, you just went. You didn't even
Yeah.
think about going. You just
Yeah.
went. Okay, somebody needs us. You know, you never know who's going to go.
Yeah.
Did you had the plectron?
Yes.
So when you, if you were in a sound sleep and you heard those tones, you were up?
Yeah.
But did you have the telephone?
I
when
had
you
the
first got in?
telephone.
Yeah.
First, what was first? The telephone? was
Telephone,
first?
yeah, it used to ring like that.
Your whole
Short
house
rings.
telephone would ring. So my
right.
parents hated that.
Right. Right. That would
The
be a call.
telephone, the plectron.
What did your parents think of you being in the fire
Oh, they
department?
loved it.
Yeah?
Yeah, they loved it.
Okay.
They would go to all the parties and things.
they would?
The blackjack nights.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the,
yeah,
the movie
yeah.
night, whatever. Our spaghetti did. Bob Vogel was an excellent cook.
Yeah, I remember. We used to
For
do all the company
large
meetings.
amounts of people.
Right.
He was excellent. He'd cook, spaghetti dinners. Okay, that's easy. But the chicken dinners, the steak. He was great.
You want to hear a funny story? So Woody C. Lover?
Yes.
Okay, so that was my time, right? And me and Woody are sitting watching TV, and Bob was cooking the dinner for the company meeting that night. And he's in the kitchen, and he walks out. He's always got the cigarette sticking out his mouth. And he walks out and goes, "Guys, if you're not doing it, can you help me?" "Oh, yeah, what do you need, Bob?" He says, "I got baked potatoes. Can you wrap them in aluminum foil?" I says, "Yeah, bring them out." So he brings out, 20 pounds of potatoes. Me and Woody are wrapping them up, and I go, "Hey, get 2 foosballs, put it in one." We put 2 foosballs. Woody goes, "Let me go get a rock." Puts a rock. No. So we're sitting there at dinner, and first Bert Blatt opens his, and he's got the 2 melted foosballs. It's like 2 marshmallows. So I look over, and we start laughing, and there's somebody, I forget who it is, he's trying to stick into the rock. He's trying
fork into the
yeah. And he's like, "This potato, something's wrong with this potato." We were laughing. Like nothing's sacred. Nothing's sacred.
No.
So there was a time, Storm King. Remember we used to go to Storm King?
I went up there twice. That was great.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good time. So Storm King was Bob Vogel's brother.
Correct.
Up there. And they presented Rescue with a clock. Like, it was kind of like a plastic thing, but it was like, "Hey, thanks for coming up all those years." And Bob Vogel, and it had a little plaque on it. Bob Vogel's name was mentioned. And I won't say who did it. Somebody took the clock. It had like a globe over it. And filled it with water and put goldfish in it. And put it on the bar. And Bob Vogel went berserk.
I'm sure.
He went totally berserk.
He was so proud of having us go up
Yes,
there and march and
yes,
everything.
yes.
He'd bring the band. Everybody
Yeah,
went. The
yeah,
band.
yeah. Hose company used to send a whole load of guys up.
Yes, it
and-
was
yeah.
Rescue and Hose Company that partied up there. We had,
Yeah.
that was crazy up
Yeah,
there.
good times.
I do remember a state parade. Somehow your brother was involved again. We went up to Watertown.
Yeah.
Lenny is chief,
76.
and he gets a hotel that was condemned.
Right.
The only thing working in the hotel was the bar area. The rooms were horrible. I mean,
You know what I do remember about? I was in the band, and we pulled up to drop off some guys, and I remember seeing you, like the 3rd floor window, looking out this big window, like it was like a total shithole, the place. And we were like, "Guys, here's your hotel," and they're like, "No, this can't be. We're supposed to be staying there." Like, "No, this is your hotel. You gotta go. You gotta get off the bus."
it was the worst hotel I've. But we had a great time
Yeah,
there
you make it work.
because, right. But driving home, I had a Volkswagen Bug, and right outside of Utica, my engine blew.
Oh,
So it was me and Kevin. We drove up together, looking for a place that has a Volkswagen engine. I had to call home. I didn't have credit cards and
Yeah.
everything. I got one of my uncles, luckily, helped me out and told the guy a credit card. And they were going to fix it, but we had to stay overnight and everything. So
Oh, boy.
Kevin and I, after drinking, what do we find? The Utica Brewery. We bought back, I think it was called Maximus, the beer, their top line beer. So we had a nice tour of the.
my brother-in-law tells me a funny story. He was in, he's still in Baldwin First Aid. He was in there he's been in 40-something years. So when he first got in the company, he goes, they were getting a new truck. And he goes, they asked me, do you want to go get the truck? And he goes, remember those Long Island limousines? It had used to do the airport down Sunrise Highway.
Right.
It had like 5 doors on each side. And he goes, that's what pulls up. It's taking us to Pennsylvania to see the new truck. So he goes, it's snowing like crazy. When we get into leaving Baldwin, it's snowing like crazy. And he goes, we go, and it's like 12 guys in this long limousine. He goes, we go up to Pennsylvania, and we get there. The snow is starting to build. It's now 10 inches high. He goes, we're coming back. We go a couple miles, and the driver says, no good. He goes, I can't go any further. I can't even stay on the road. So he pulls into a bar with a couple of rooms, like for rent over the top. And he goes, now 12 guys pile into the bar, like, we need rooms. And the guy's like, well, yeah, I got rooms. And they're like, we need food. And he goes, it was an all-night party. The 12 of us, we couldn't leave. The driver was in with us. And he goes, we partied like there was no tomorrow.
Lucky for the snow.
Yeah, right. He goes, I'll never forget that big limo picking us. And he goes, his limousine picking us. And he goes, it was that big Long Island limo. Back in the old days, you said it all the time, right? So do you remember the guys? Well, do you remember the nurses at South Nassau?
Not at all.
No? What about the guys on the outside departments? Baldwin, any of those guys?
No.
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 I had a good relationship with Billy Brown, and he was captain in Baldwin. So I was having a problem when I was captain, and Charlie Fortin was the chief. So we're at Terrace. So Charlie goes, I got to talk to you, we got to straighten this out. I said, Charlie, I'm not going to calls anymore. Oceanside, we're not going to respond. So he goes, that's why I notified Baldwin. I go, well, that's why I called my friend Billy Brown, because they're not coming either. And Charlie goes to me, good move. So, okay, so in wrapping it up, anything else? You remember anything?
I would never change a thing except for that one incident with Gary. But, I mean, the fire department, for 10 years, that's where my friends were. That's where we went for parties, and...
Do you still keep in touch with the guys that you serve with?
Yeah, Al. I just spoke to them. Al, Gal, Sal.
Not that long ago, we went to dinner.
Right.
In the night before Thanksgiving.
Just spoke to
6
all of
years
them
ago.
this week. Yeah. Just trying to get together.
Are they all in New York?
Sal just moved to Florida. Al's New York, and Florida. Mm-hmm. Al is just Long Island. He's still here.
Mm-hmm. Al Ray.
Al Gangler.
Al Gangler.
Al Gangler.
Where's he? What town?
I want to say Seaford.
Okay. I think I went to his house when he first bought it.
Seaford. Seidman's down in Florida.
Yeah, Mitch is down there.
Potter's down in Florida. Adam.
Yeah.
Those are the guys I was close with.
Even the next guys, Mike Bussin, he's down there. Eddie Wine's down there. There's a whole slew of guys that left.
I tried. I'm here forever now.
Yeah. I left. I went down and saw Mitch Simon a couple of times, and only Mitch. He goes, yeah. Did I tell you what I'm doing? I go, what are you doing? Because he was in a fire department down there. He was paid fireman, and he goes, I'm a shrimper. I go, what? Oh, I'm a shrimper. I go, what's a shrimper? Oh, I go out and catch shrimp.
Oh, that's what's his name? Bubba Shrimp Company.
Oh, the Bubba Gum.
He goes, I'm a shrimper.
whatever makes them happy in retirement.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So,
All right. So listen, we appreciate you coming by, and everything helps. Rescue's not around anymore. They went out of.
Isn't that a sad story? So
well, like I say, I really don't know exactly.
yeah.
They say the corporation is still there, and that they teach first aid. That's how they keep the building. And I don't know how what the story is with that.
When you left, I really thought that they said, hey, okay, why don't you become associate member? Because I knew some people were associate members to do that.
Right.
When I left, I was talking out. None of us were asked to be associate members or anything. I would have jumped on it. I'm still an exempt member here.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And I go once or twice to the meeting, very rare, but
Is that how it works? You have to be asked?
I don't know. No one.
Yeah.
Explain
I can
that.
find that out because Danny Sabatino, who came after me, but he was a chief. He's now the captain of Southside because they all split up when they went to different companies when Rescue closed up. But I was talking to Craig DeBorn about it, and he's like, "Nah, it's too far gone. Whatever they did, I don't know." He goes, I go, "Can I help out in any way?" And he goes, "It's too far gone." He goes, "This decision has been coming for a long time, and they're done."
Yeah, isn't that sadly the company became a squad, moved to the district house, then the squad became nothing. Is now two paramedics that answer all the calls.
Yeah, it's
sad. It's
Yeah.
sad.
the band.
And-
the
and
band
of
is
an era.
done.
The history of Rescue and what they were, 20 years before us,
Right. Right.
was incredible,
Right. Yeah.
Back when they were the Band-Aid boys.
Right, exactly.
Well, yeah,
and they used to run tournaments and everything.
right, right.
And they were right up there with some of the best ones. And
Yeah.
they always had fun,
Yep.
People hated Lenny and Kenny and all them, but
They're antics.
I was talking to Ed Crickio one day. So I says, Ed, think about it. You're in the fire department band. It's gone. We went to Merrill Avenue Junior High. It's gone. Rescue Company. It's gone. Then Eddie went to Dowling College.
It's gone.
He goes, hey, if they get rid of the Baldwin School District where he was the teacher, he goes,
Right,
I'm
right.
done. He goes, there's no record of me ever being around.
He made it, though. He's retired. Don't take away his pension.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, okay, so thank you very much again. We appreciate you making the
I
trip
wish
here.
I remembered more about the
We can talk again.
Fire.
Hey, if it comes back, we'll do a
Yeah.
part two.
Yeah, I think
Like,
when Adam comes up, we'll get Adam to come in.
Yeah, I'd come
Come
back
he's
again
good.
with him.
He's good.
sounds good.
Okay, thank you very
Thanks.
much.
Thanks,
All right, thanks,
Steve.
Steve.
Thanks a
Bye-bye.
lot.
Bye-bye.
Okay, there you have it, folks. Thank you once again to Steve Friedman for joining us to share his memories of Rescue Company and the Oceanside Fire Department. And thank you once again for tuning in to the Firehouse Chronicles, where we document history. Please be sure to like and subscribe to get notified of the latest upload, and even drop a comment if you wish. This program is recorded, edited, and produced at Penn Street Studios, all rights reserved. We hope to catch you on the next episode, and until then, stay safe.